Are we on? Good. Welcome to the Better Than Not podcast. Sometimes we get it right, sometimes we don't. But when we at least do something, we know it's almost always better than not. Hi there, and welcome to Better Than Not, a podcast that aims to capture shifting perspectives and thought-provoking ideas in conversation while asking the question, is anything what it seems? Based on my series of Changing Frame of Reference, which you can read on the Substack app, and I hope you will, as it gives you some insight into what my podcast is all about. I also hope you'll subscribe to my YouTube channel, Better Than Not, so I can continue to bring you great guests like we have for you today. I'm your host, Doug Gardam, and it's a pleasure for me today to welcome friend, actor, writer, William C. Cole. And you'll probably hear me call him Bill often today because I still have a hard time calling you William. How are you?
I'm well, and you?
I'm doing great. Great. This is kind of a neat one. Bill's been on before. He has a lot of things going on, but Bill is the author of Love Lonely, Who Lies Beside Me, but they're both novels that you can get pretty much where books are sold. He's also been in the feature film Magnetosphere, which is now streaming, I think, on most platforms. And he's got some pretty exciting news now because his recent short film, which he wrote and directed himself, was a finalist in the CTV Shorts category, which just recently showed at Cinefest Sudbury, I believe, on the big screen.
Cinefest Sudbury, yeah.
So, Bill, what did that feel like seeing your work on the big screen?
It was fun. We had a good crowd, a lot of family and friends and other filmmakers, because there was eight films being shown at the same time.
Wow.
But it was fun. I was nervous. What I was most nervous about was I knew the production was good. I mean, I'd seen it on my TV and computer, but never on the big screen. So I was a little nervous about the soundtrack, how that would come off in a big theater with the speaker, their sound system, because I had done the soundtrack.
I was just going to say, you wrote it, right?
Yeah. So all the music, singing, all the crackling of the fire and the birds and the water waves and everything you hear, the wind, anything, I had put that in. So I'm like, okay, how is this going to sound? Because it's the first time I've did it, and I don't have a real professional setup.
Yeah.
But boy, it came off well. I was surprised. I'd seen a lot of movies that week. I went to a lot of movies at Cinefest, and it was kind of a whirlwind, in and out of movies. But I think it sounded perfect. It sounded just like it came out of a professional studio. So
that's so cool. Now, as you were kind of saying before we came on here, those 8 films, including your own, were selected from like hundreds of entries, right?
Yeah, I don't know how many. I do know that the gentleman that was emceeing the short film, he first made a statement that like, you're all winners, because he says this year we had so many more applications, or submissions, I guess you would call it, than we've ever had. So wow. Yeah, there's lots.
So do you have any idea how that got selected? Do you get like a critique, or do you anything? Is it just you got in the mail something, your film's on?
I got notification 3 days before. And then
no way. Yeah. 3 days?
Yeah. Well, I guess it might have been 4 or 5 days before, but they had my wrong email address. So I ended up, someone had sent me, oh, congratulations. Like, what for what? So I called them. We got that straightened out. But then I had to send them there's a certain format they need to show it on the big screen. So I had to have it fixed up, convert it right away and sent to them. And so we did that. Yeah, I did that with the production crew that helped me make the film. Yeah.
Oh wow. Like I was gonna say, like I'm almost tingling here listening to you tell it because I
Mhm.
like you've mentioned it previously as in our conversations, and it's kind of you're combining your two worlds, right? Because if you've
Yeah.
listened to previous episodes, Bill and I met at a book signing actually in Sudbury,
Hmm.
and so you had just completed Love Lonely, I believe,
That's correct. Yeah.
and now you kind of got into the acting world, and are doing well because we're going to talk about some of the things you've been doing recently. Like you just told me you just got home last night from a recent film,
I did. Yeah.
so you're working quite a bit.
Uh, well, I guess on paper it looks like that, but it's not really. Um, but yeah, I was on a film that we shot in Sault Ste. Marie.
How long were
Uh,
you on location?
there are 3 days.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, it's going to be a good film. I can't say much about it, but
No,
it's
of
going to be
course
really
not.
good. There's some very popular Canadian actresses in it. Um, yeah, I'll be excited and I'll let you know when it comes out. But it's yeah, I mean, stood there behind the camera just watching some of the scenes being filmed, and I looked at the producer. I says, "This has got to be a series. Like this is good stuff, you know." So yeah. Anyhow, I'm hoping it does turn into something else. They're
Interesting.
definitely looking at if it does well, maybe making a follow up on it. So that'd be interesting.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when did you find out about this that you were going to shoot this film?
About 3 weeks before,
Okay,
uh,
and
I didn't audition for it. I had
that was my
they
next
approached me
question.
to go. Yeah, um, someone they were looking for someone to play over 80-year-old, and with movie magic,
Okay.
they can make anybody look like that. But anyhow, I was recommended by someone, and they approached me and said, "Are you interested?" I said, "Yeah, I'd love to come down and do it." So yeah.
Wow, that's really cool.
It's someone who you've already worked with, probably that. Well, not probably. I know it's someone I've already worked with
Right.
that recommended me, and they were part of it, and yeah. So yeah,
So you're kind of in this mode now where you've got a film out that I'll say you did a couple of years ago. That I'll shout out to Nicola Rose who wrote and
yeah,
direct
absolutely.
Magnetosphere. So it's out. It's streaming.
It is on all platforms. I think Prime
You
and
you just have your own film that just was short, or I was going to say finalist. So you won out of a very long list of other short films that you wrote
yeah,
and directed, and now you're acting again in another film. Like that,
yeah,
you've got to be feeling pretty good, Bill.
yeah. It's been a whirlwind the last, you know, well, taking in all the films at Cinefest and all the networking and
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's been pretty good. Now it sounds like that, but in an actor's life, it's like if you work once a month, it's like, oof, I would wish I was working more. We always wish we worked more. And I did another film about a month ago,
Oh
maybe
wow.
2 months ago. Yeah, here, actually, in my local town here, they're filming. There was a film. It was a pretty big production. Um, Interesting. You want to hear the story?
Yeah. No, this is this now. This is in Sudbury.
Yeah. So the person who was casting it um, got in touch with me and asked me if I would go and be on set as a wedding officiant. And I presumed, and I think that was the idea, was that I was just going to be background on it. I was just going to go stand there, pretend I'm marrying somebody or whatever. And I show up on set um, about 5:30, and they're waiting for the sun to go down a bit
Oh, so
because
this is the evening. Okay.
yeah, so they're shooting it over a lake, and it looks beautiful, and they want the sunset. Anyhow, around 7:30, one of the assistant directors comes in and said, "Bill, can you step outside? I want to talk to you." And she says, "We want you to actually perform the wedding." And I said, "Okay." She says, "Can you improv it?" And I says, "Sure." Because I had just actually, by luck, I had just done a couple of, in the last few months, a couple of auditions for a wedding officiant. So I kind of knew lines that I could throw in there. Yeah, sure. So anyhow,
Wow.
okay, she says, "Can you tell me what you're going to say?" So she starts writing it down on, like you would hold a book in front of you for the
Yeah.
wedding.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is 10 minutes to shoot. So obviously I'd probably have to look down once in a while. So she wrote it all down. They mic'd me up. I get to the place where I'm supposed to stand under the flower arrangement and everything. And another AD comes over and shows me his phone and says, "Oh, the director has written the scene. He doesn't want you to do yours. He wants you to do these lines."
Oh.
And we're 5 minutes out. And
Oh,
I got a
man.
bunch of lines from him that I got to do. So she wrote them down really quick. And I just, for 10 minutes, I just, out loud, I was, marrying everybody. I was just, the whole crew, I was just, going through the vows, go da, 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 da. And then they brought the other actors out in the background. They sat and said, "Okay, let's do this. Action." So I had about 10 minutes to practice,
Oh, wow.
but I pulled it off. It went well. I didn't have to look too much at the book. But,
That's so cool. I
so
love that background story.
again, that's a principal role in acting. So it turned out well. Yeah.
Because you
That's
talked a lot about that in previous episodes of what you have to contend with when you're acting, and that's just
Yeah.
a great. It fits into, so like nothing is what it seems. It's just it's
Yeah.
like,
It fits into what I always tell young actors. No, I'm not all that experienced, but when I talk to young people starting out in that, I always tell them expect the unexpected, because
oh
it's
man.
never, ever, ever, when you get on set, it's never what you think. Like when I'm learning lines for a role, I never try to visualize
You said that.
what
Yes. Yes.
scene is going to be, because it's always different. Always. Yeah.
What's so hard, and we'll probably talk about this today, because we've been watching a lot of Taylor Sheridan's series from Yellowstone, the
Yeah.
1923 and 1883.
Yeah.
And I can't help but think many of those scenes, like we think they're talking to each other, or they're looking out on a big landscape or
Yeah.
whatever. And
Yeah.
how you described, they're looking at nothing, Doug.
Sometimes, yeah.
They're looking at a camera, and it's like,
I've gone through
that's,
that many. We talked about that, Douglas?
oh yeah, like it's kind of neat how you get that kind of perspective. And what's really cool is the performance directors get, that you can try and hold that in your head that that's what's actually happening,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you can't for very long, because it, like, you get pulled into the scene, like
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
done
Yeah.
to be real, right?
Yeah. Like ideally, it's nice to have another actor in front of you. And most of the time that's the case. With my cases, it's been because I've been working with children and they have to be pulled from the set after X amount of hours. And
Right.
they get all their shots in and then poof, they're gone. And then I have to do it to a camera. That's happened to me on Magnetosphere and A Christmas Letter. It happened to me. Not Christmas Letter, Cafe Daughter. It happened to me
Mhm.
on. But ideally, as an actor, you want that person there acting it, because that's how you draw on your emotions. You can't just, if you want to bring out an emotion, you can't just bring an emotion out, but the interaction,
Mhm.
listening to the other person, that's what can bring an authentic emotion out on you, So,
I think it's so cool, because previously we've talked, and you said about how kids like pretend play,
oh yeah, for
and
sure.
but they're not pretending. Like
No, they're
I think you
real.
used like a tea party with
Absolutely.
like a granddaughter, and it's
Yeah.
like she's not pretending, she's the princess. And I
Yeah,
thought,
and if you really look at that. Yeah, look at that situation. Is I think it's very true. There's don't ever like she's a princess, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah, that's I think the state of mind an actor has to get to, and probably does. Like professional actors do get there. Yeah.
Well, when you see those performances, to me, those are the things that just shift your head. Like when you said that previously, with our grandson, it's like he's not pretending. Like
No.
he's
No.
really dumping a dump truck, or he's really building that house, right? It's a house. It's not
Yeah.
just a toy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And gets
Yeah.
intense about it too.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That's I just think that's a good comparison to
Oh no,
where you hope to get to when you're, instead of it's hard, especially when you have a lot of lines. It's hard to get the thought of, oh, am I going to remember my lines? And
mm,
so a lot of times someone can get in their head and they're just doing their lines, thinking about, oh, what's the next line?
right.
While the other person's talking, that's that's hard. It's hard to come off real when you're thinking about, oh, as soon as she stops, I got to say this instead of just knowing it. That's again preparation,
Now,
practice.
Bill, it's weird when you say that because it's almost like you reveal that you're doing that through some kind of facial expression or movement
Mhm.
that the audience captures.
Yeah,
Like it's weird that we had these subtleties that we like. It's like having a conversation with a person, right?
yeah,
There are subtleties that go on that we're internalizing and likewise reflecting that we're not aware of, but the other person is becomes aware of it, and they're not necessarily even aware of it. That's why to me acting is such a neat thing because
yeah,
you're able to somehow or other through your gifts be able to translate that I'm not in a real environment, but I'm looking like I am with the camera on me.
yeah. You kind of got to put yourself in the environment, like
That's
whatever
cool.
you are. When I did Magnetosphere, I honestly took myself to think, it sounds a little silly, but I didn't have a large part in it, but I took myself to thinking, yeah, I am a doctor, I was a doctor, and I just had to think that way. Yeah,
I think it's a huge part of the whole deal.
yeah, yeah,
So when you were doing this scene, I loved how you described it. Like the director sends and she has that they have a whole nother picture that they or set of lines they want me to do. You're there 10 minutes before madly doing it. You don't have a chance for nerves to set in here, right? Like you're just like, bam, I got to get this
yeah,
done.
yeah. You're just in it, yeah. And I've been fortunate. I think because maybe my age, I've been fortunate to when I have the role and I'm on set. I'm always nervous when I'm going to set. Like if I'm driving to set,
Right.
I'm a little nervous. All that. But the second I'm on set, dressed and on set, I'm very fortunate that my nerves just disappear. I have none. I'm there. I'm ready. I'm prepared. And yeah, the nerves go away. I do have nerves going up to it.
Right.
Like the drive to, if I have to drive 10 miles, I'd be a little nervous, going on set. But once I'm there, I seem to just settle in. So
You're in the moment.
yeah, I'm in the moment. I'm kind of like, you know what? I'm me, and this is what you're getting. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, then don't hire me again. you know,
So, Bill,
but
when you look, I mean, in previous conversations, we've talked about you being a promoter, a manager, you've been in the music business, you've been
yeah,
throughout of it. Now, like with where you've now like the last time we talked, you didn't know what was going to happen with the Mystical Cave.
yeah,
You'd made it. I think you were trying to put it in a number of festivals or applying to do that.
yeah,
And now that's happened. Now you have a feature film that you're part of that's been widely distributed. Um, how does that like? I kind of described your life as a carnival, and I think you
yeah. It
actually
is.
used
Yeah.
those terms. what does it feel like now when you're like looking at these things? Because you audition a lot, right?
Quite a bit, yes.
The
Yeah.
last time we talked, you've got a third book from Love Lonely and Who Lies Beside Me, but um,
I'm working.
challenges in trying to figure it out, as I understand. Like,
Yeah, trying to finish it. It started, yeah.
so where when you put all those things together, like you're obviously auditioning, you're obviously your gifts through your life have obviously given you this ability to act. What's it look like now for you? Like, and you've been a businessman, right? Like
Yeah.
you've owned your own business, ice
Yeah.
cream business, and done that world. So what does it look like now to you?
I don't know. It's when I'm not doing it, everything just kind of seems normal. You know, it's a normal life. And then, you get the auditions. I get excited. I'm always excited when I get an audition because I get an opportunity to put my camera on, act a bit.
Sure.
And then when I get on set, when we're talking just movies here, when I get on set, I just love it. I mean, there's something about it that I just love being there. I could be there every day. I could be there and not even work, just be there to watch, be part of it. Yeah, and then you flip out of it and you're back home and everything's normal again. And it's not so much now, but when I did start, it almost felt, like imposter syndrome.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, I shouldn't be here, kind of thing, or
Well,
what am I doing here? And there's always that in the back of my. Now I'm more like, no, I deserve to be here. I've worked at this, I feel part of it, but up until not too long ago, it was always that little bit of, why am I here? Shouldn't it be someone else?
well, you kind of alluded to that because you'd said something to the fact that because you went to some, I don't know whether it was through ACTRA or what, but you were down and you were like doing the networking with a number of people, and you were just had a huge
Yeah,
gratitude for belonging with that
yeah,
group.
yeah. That's kind of in the last, year or two. I've kind of been feeling that with our get-togethers and stuff like that. And yeah, I guess that just comes with time, more confidence.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter how old you are. You build that confidence in whatever you're doing. If I tried something new, it'd take me a while to build confidence to do it. Um, yeah, it's yeah. I'm with actor. You had brought up actor. I'm 2 years ago. I had put my name in to be part of the council
Yes.
to be elected council, and I didn't get enough votes to get elected. But I have been back and forth to Toronto a few times, and kind of getting to know everybody in that. And the new election nominations just came out yesterday, so I'm going to put my name back in, and I think I got a lot of backing from the council, so
Oh,
I'll
cool.
see. I'm trying to become a councilman. One thing I have accepted a position here in Sudbury area is I'm going to be ACTRA's Oslo rep. Um, I'm
Okay.
I start
What's that?
training tomorrow. I start training tomorrow with them. It's on-set liaison officer.
Oh,
So I will visit sets and just um, speak to all the actor members that are on set, whether it's background or actors, and just see if everything's going okay. Just to make sure production is following the IPA agreement.
okay. Okay.
Um, Now, not to go cause trouble or anything, and I'll only be going to set when every movie that's sanctioned under ACTRA, which is the Actors Union,
Hmm.
um, has a representative, an actor
Okay.
representative. So when they contact me, if there's problems on a set, they may say, "Okay, look, we're getting complaints. You want to go tomorrow?" or
Okay.
oh, there's 100 background people on set tomorrow. Can you go and just kind of see what's going on? So yeah, when I get content, I believe that's how it works. I start training tomorrow.
Oh
It's
wow.
it hasn't been made official yet, but the basically is if once training's done, if I still want the job, it's mine. So I wouldn't even call it a job position. So, and it's yeah, it won't take too much of my time, but it'll be
So
fun.
how did you get involved with that?
Just from um, communicating with
Okay.
ACTRA, with members of the council, and our president. I get along very well with her, Kate. She's wonderful, and I have her blessing, and
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
just kind of that, just connections, networking. Douglas,
Absolutely. It's crazy how that kind of comes together.
yeah,
It
yeah,
just
yeah.
it would seem to me that your personality would lend itself to a role like this.
I'm
Because
hoping. I
yeah,
think.
because it's like because that's a very probably a role that can be easily go to someone's head to be like, I'm the power person here.
Yeah, yeah, no,
And
yeah,
and that wouldn't work very well.
no. I think I'm going to approach it as um, I'm not here to cause trouble. I'm just maybe here to even help production
Sure.
because if there's little issues, I can deal with it. I can tell them what the rules are, and 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 there. I've been on so many productions around the area here.
Right.
There's seldom a problem, seldom. So I don't think I'll be too busy.
And you'll be on a
Hope not.
set.
Yeah, and then I get to go to a set. Yeah.
Well,
We
it's
were
funny.
talking about
Go
what's
ahead.
that? Oh, I was just saying we were talking about uh, me wanting to be on set. So I
Yes.
do. Um, a lot of actors don't, but I like to go and do background once in a while in a movie, or do background where you don't have any lines. You just go do background, and some think it's a step down, but to me, I love it because I go and I spend a few minutes on set, just do a walk by or sit at a restaurant or whatever the case may be, and I get to see all my friends because a whole bunch of them do background. And we sit
Oh,
and
okay.
talk for 8 hours. It's like a social club, and get paid for it. So I don't do it often, but when I do it, I enjoy it. And there's at Cinefest, I bet you there was probably, I don't know, 5, 6 movies that a bunch of us had been in as background.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
that's funny.
it's funny. There was one called, and I can even say because it's already out, called Death Stalker. And
Death Stalker?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the takeoff from the back in the 70s. There was a B movie called Death Stalker.
Oh,
It's
okay. Okay.
it was a medieval thing, the
Oh,
swords and the warriors. And so I went and did background on it, and I'm just telling this story because it's funny. And I didn't go to see the movie. I was too tired. It was that late at night at Cinefest. But uh, they said, Bill, can you sit on this tree stump? And then the main actor is going to ride in on a horse right by you, and you're going to look up and see it's him, and he's just killed your family and all your friends, and you have nothing left in life. So you came here to the bar, and you're drunk, and you're crying, and you're crying, and so the action, I did it, and I'm crying. Then they come back after the first take, cry harder, cry harder. And this went on 5 takes, cry harder. And yeah, sure. And that was it. But that was yeah, that was fun doing background, doing stuff like that. It
so you
almost should have been an actor role, but yeah, I didn't. It is what it is. But
so you
yeah,
didn't get to see what your performance looked like on
I
that.
didn't go. I didn't go
Okay.
watch it. No. I don't even know if it made the film. It might have even got cut, right?
Well, you know what's really kind of funny in having the conversations with you is we went across to the island and Schwartz Bay from Tawasin took the ferry from Tawasin to Schwartz Bay,
Hmm.
and we were meeting some family in Sydney, and they were shooting a Hallmark
Oh, nice.
movie there.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful day right down on the water, and like we're kind of walking around, and it's like, oh, this is kind of neat. And we're chatting with them a little bit, and they were giving
Oh,
us a little bit of idea of what the film was about, and I thought, this is what Bill does.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was kind of cool. And the
It's good.
other thing that your conversations have brought is when I'm watching a movie, and often how many extras are in a movie.
Oh,
It's amazing.
it's yeah, it's a thing. You know, you you can't make a movie without extras. Like,
Oh,
I mean, you could, you know, it could be two people in a room talking the whole movie, but um, it just brings a realness to it with extras.
oh yeah,
It's it is a not to get too heavy into it, but AI has really become an issue now with us,
I'll
and
bet.
because of just that, like they can throw their extras in AI extras, you know, if you're just in the background, because most of the
Interesting.
time we're blurred out. If you're an extra, you're either
Right,
blurred out or you cut out. Like you could spend a week on a set as an extra and probably you never been seen, you know, once the movie comes out.
right.
But they can do that now with AI, and it's an issue that the union is struggling with,
I'll bet.
right? Yeah. Like we're looking as a union, we're looking for some sort of support from the government, legislation or something to monitor it, or I don't know what the answer is to that, but it's taking over. That's kind of getting heavy, but it is kind of taking all walks of life, but
Yes, yes.
in acting especially, yeah. Even
Well,
some contracts now, some acting contracts have in it. I haven't had one, but have that they're allowed to use your
interesting.
yourself as for you know, if they need to put you in another scene or something without you doing it, and if you don't agree, you don't get the part. So
Interesting.
yeah,
That is. I was going to say, your new role sounds like it could be observation around that too, like just to add more information because you're seeing it. You're not there as an extra or an actor, but you're able to look at it from a different view now, probably.
yeah,
So
absolutely, yeah,
that's really intriguing. I was gonna say you're just prompting me because I go down this AI rabbit hole all the time because
yeah,
I use it all the time.
yeah.
And what happened to me out of the blue, my publisher came to me and they said, "We're doing a test and we'd like to use your book and do an audiobook with you."
Okay.
And so they sent me this sheet. Again, I constantly am thinking of you in the acting world. And I had to read and record me
Mm,
talking, reading the sheet. They were going to take that sample and take it and put right across the whole book.
wow.
So it'll be it's recognized as my voice,
Yeah,
and I'm sure it'll sound like my voice.
yeah, it will.
And but I won't have physically read the book, right? Like in that
Wow.
sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm anxious to see how it turns out because I'm kind of blown away by some of the things that they can do.
And that's a perfect example because we have actors who are voiceover artists, and they make a living at that,
Yes,
reading
yes,
the book.
yes. Yep,
They go in studios and they read the book and they get paid, you know, a
yep,
healthy sum.
sure.
You know, if it's AI, they won't have to do that. They'll lose that part. So yeah, it's
Well,
gonna affect all of us.
it's interesting when you kind of make that comment because and this is kind of where how that fits and is that you will so let's pick Harrison Ford
Mm,
and it's his voice. The audience are all going to recognize that it's his voice.
absolutely, yeah.
So I don't how do they get around the fact that, well, yes, it's artificially created through AI,
Hmm.
but it's still Harrison Ford's voice.
Yeah,
Like I'm it'd be interesting that's a neat one for the lawyers to kind of fiddle out because
it is. It is. So I think there's, in my mind, and I'm talking as an actor, Harrison Ford or whatever.
right.
It's twofold. It's the one hand, you're on this side of it, and you got to protect your actors as a union,
Absolutely.
and the actors want to be protected. So if you're using the voice, we want to be paid for it.
Yep.
How much can they get away with it without paying you? So that's legislation. That's
Right.
copyright legislation, fighting that part of it. On the other end, coming in from the other way, is there something we can do to prepare for that? Say, okay, I'm just going to go
Yeah, this is cool.
far-fetched here. Say they're going to use your image
Yep.
and you talking, just like we are right here.
Yeah.
What they do with AI, and they do that now because our union sends us videos of them talking. Then at the end they go, "That wasn't even me. That was just an AI," and you don't even know.
Right.
But is there a way that we could? This is something I'm going to be bringing up with the union. I haven't discussed it with them, but is there something we could do where we could clone ourselves, not clone, but we could reproduce ourselves? Then
Mm-hmm.
the production company go, okay, I want Bill's image and voice, and we've already made that in a studio ourselves, so they could just pay
Yes.
us and pull from there instead of trying to produce it through themselves. You know,
Right.
like maybe we could have a catalog of all of us, and they
Yeah.
could just go, "Oh, I want this person," and then maybe you wouldn't get paid as much as you would be if you're on set, but you would still get paid.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I don't know. Okay, the reason I'm thinking that way is when I ran my businesses and
Mhm.
when cell phones started becoming a big thing, and the
Right.
students that work for me, they all had cell phones and they were addicted to them. And it became an issue with me because I'm thinking, well, if you're on your cell phone and a customer's waiting,
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh.
they're going to automatically think you're ignoring them.
Yep.
You may not be.
Yep.
Maybe finishing something up. So I was like really avid about leave your cell phone in the car. Don't
Yeah.
bring it in, hide it. And of course, they hid it. They didn't, right? It's in their purse, whatever. And as soon as I'd leave, they'd be using it. And I'd have customers saying, oh, they're using their cell phone. But I talked to a friend who is a president, CEO or whatever of a fairly big company. And he was telling me, he says, Bill, we were talking about cell phones. And he says, you need to find, it's here. It's here to stay.
Yes.
It's going to
Yes.
be attached to them like a tattoo.
Yep.
My employees too. So you need to find a way to embrace it, to make it work for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
he did. And I ended up in a way doing that because all my scheduling, everything went through cell phones now. I would just, and he said, because those who fight it and keep fighting are going to lose. But you have to, even if you have to hire to have somebody figure out how you can embrace this and make it work for you, you're going to lose. And that's kind of what I'm thinking about AI. We got to figure out a way to embrace it because it's here. We're not going to change it,
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, Bill, for I'll say researching when I have questions, be it what I'm writing, even going through episodes of the podcast.
Yeah.
Like, I'm finding it does all the things that I don't like to do.
It does. It's crazy.
And so much better than I could ever imagine doing them.
It's crazy, yeah.
It is stunning. Like I use Grok a lot on X. I find its answers are unbelievable. But I do, like I said, I think those are great words of counsel for people is you got to embrace it. I heard the other day that if you track down the latest big technology shifts in the last 50 years, so that's everything from the internet to email to the computer, and you bundle all those together, they're going to pale compared to AI.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to take over the medical community.
Well, I think it's going to redefine even how we look at intelligence in people.
Yeah.
Because it's like the example I always use is you hear somebody recite a poem or some factual information about something, and you kind of go, "Wow, that person's smart," and you're going, "But you could do the same thing almost instantly off your phone."
You could, yeah.
And it's only going to get better, right? It's not going to go the other way.
I mean, it's
Uh,
taking everybody's intelligence, right? Everything
oh
that's
yeah,
on
that's
that,
the part. Like
taking it all and putting it together for you.
so let's go back to when you're writing Love Lonely or
Yeah.
Who Sleeps Beside Me. Um, you're going back occasionally to have to find out like factual information, whether it's a setting, whether it's some detail about a car or something, like anything. It could be a
Yeah.
million things.
Yeah.
And we're both from the world that we used to go and get a school project and have to go to the library and pull a drawer out and look for a card that told us a book so we could go to a shelf, open the book, and try and find a quote that supported what we're talking about in our essay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can remember that, right?
Oh,
And you
absolutely.
kind of go like crazy unbelievable that we did that. And now I can do it instantly wherever I am
Yeah. Yeah.
and better. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it floors me. And so that's why I said some of this stuff, like I think it's like, yeah, I'm really loving it because it just allows me to go and spend more time on the creation part.
I think it's going to create a lot of, well, how can I put this delicately? uh, Kids, or not even kids, but it's going to create people, they won't be able to, they're not going to know anything. Because I mean, if you get asked a question, there's there's the answer. They're not going to, dumb is not the word I'm looking for, but
Yep.
it does cover it. Um, and I think that's what's going to happen here. It's like right now, I mean, I think they're writing their essays and stuff like that with AI.
Well,
I do
this
know
is
universities have programs that pick up if you're doing it by AI, but I think AI is way ahead of that.
oh
You
yeah.
know, if you just say to AI, don't have any indications of this being AI, it won't. You know, I don't know. I could be
Yep.
wrong, but I do know the universities do have programs to try to pick it out. But they're all going to sound like Einstein, and
Well,
and
you
they're
know,
not.
it's funny. I sometimes wonder whether this is going to change almost humanity in the sense that get us away from the artificialness of things. And what I mean by that is like I went to school and thought school was all about curriculum.
Yeah,
Like that's kind of how I was.
yeah,
My brother was there for the social part. We joke
yeah,
about it now, right? And I've completely reversed. I think school is there to learn how to socialize.
yeah.
And we're not ready for that in the education system at all. And
No,
I heard a professor say the other day, which I loved, similar to your businessman that you were talking about. And he said, we're going to have to find out ways to ask questions and teach that are 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 using AI to the benefit of the mind, not just that someone could go to AI
yeah,
and get the answer.
exactly. Embrace it somehow.
It's
Uh,
like I've used this example a few times, but it's you know how you were talking about Harrison Ford. It could be any famous actor voice, right?
yeah,
So you can take Kiefer Sutherland. He's another with his late father Donald. Very distinctive voices, right? And for me, them doing that in I think that's a hard one to say that they're not copywriting his voice, like because we're going to hear it and know who his voice is.
yeah,
But where I think the funny area is, because you'll be able to do this, combine Kiefer Sutherland's voice with William C. Cole's voice.
yeah,
Now what?
yeah. What do you
And
do?
it's like, and it's the same with art, right? Like make a picture of a landscape that combines Leonardo da Vinci with uh, Robert Bateman.
Yeah,
Now what?
yeah, exactly. So it's all going to be artificial. I, I I don't know how to embrace that. I really have a difficult time figuring out how. I think every
Hmm.
sector has to look at it
Oh
different.
yeah. Well,
Like the
that's I
medical
think.
sector, if I was a doctor right now, I think I'd be extremely excited now because I think I could get answers now that I might not be able to
Right.
get before, or I have to open up encyclopedias or medical books and that. And I think that that could be exciting as long as you trust that information. I mean, obviously you got to trust it.
So I think of the healthcare as exactly a great area. So will healthcare be you'll have the technical information available to you from science, right? Through
Yeah,
AI.
yeah,
Will it become very important to be better at communicating with patients? Like
yeah,
with bedside manner, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I find like and often that's not a medical world thing, right?
Yeah.
Do you know the name Gabor Mate?
I don't. Sorry.
So he's a psychologist and he's kind of gone down the road. I think he's called The Myth of Normal is the book he wrote. And one of the things he talked about is how the medical world has a great science drive and they treat the physical ailment, not the emotional state of the patient.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I liked it because we're emotional beings to me.
Yeah.
And I find it crazy that we will deal with a medical condition without dealing with a person's emotion.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The
For sure.
fact that we don't know how to do that is another issue.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
My. Go ahead.
how many times have you heard a person say like, well, they treated my surgery and stuff, but man, they weren't very nice to me, or they didn't talk at all or ask me how my day was.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of going like, yeah, but that's not really what doctors have been led like to do.
No.
They're there to sustain your life, right? And make you better, not to be your friend and treat you nicely.
I had that. I told you I had that knee replacement surgery
Yes.
in December, and the experience I had there was just like amazing, right
Yeah.
from where. But then I had an issue with. We're getting the health questions. This is like old man talk. When you start talking about your health.
But it fits into AI.
Yeah. I real quickly. I developed a trigger finger. I
Oh
don't know if
yeah.
you. So your
Yep.
finger locks,
Yep.
but it really hurt. So my doctor sent me to a clinic out of town near Toronto, and they gave me cortisone shots
Yes. The
in the four
magic of
fingers,
cortisol. Yeah.
and it was probably the most painful thing I've ever felt. The injection was just, and it brought. I had tears coming down my eyes. It was just that
Really?
painful.
Oh wow.
Apparently, it's one of the most painful injections you can get. But anyhow, putting that aside, we're talking about manners. The doctor was like, "Yeah, whatever, yeah, it's gonna hurt. Here you go. Oh, yeah, it's gonna hurt. Here you
Yeah.
go." And it's like almost like he didn't say it, but he almost said it. I could feel it's like, stop being a baby here, and just take the pain. And it was like hurting me. But yeah, bedside manners.
Oh, it is a big deal. So to that point, did the cortisone help your trigger finger?
It does. I think it's 90% cured now. So yes, it worked.
So
So
it's
good. It was worth it
but
so
but
far.
again, like you're remembering not the fact that it made your finger better, but the bedside manner.
Just he was nice, but they're a plastic surgeon that takes care of stuff like that. He was nice, but very doctory,
Well,
just let's
I think
it's like a
you've
mechanic fixing a car.
yep, yep.
Yeah.
And yet you know what? Like it's funny that you say the mechanic part, right? Like you can get like a person who's very friendly, talks to you. I'll say they know their stuff.
Yeah.
And when you find that person, you're going back to them all the time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, and that's what I kind of mean by bedside manner kind of thing
Yeah.
is that I kind of feel AI is going to help us with this because
It would be.
we're not
Yeah.
going to have to get so encumbered with all the tech,
Yeah.
the technical part that well, I go back to myself when I was younger, right? What did I say? School is all about curriculum.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you've been in business, right? Here's another example. I'm going to be a personal trainer, so I'm going to learn all the things I can about personal training.
Yeah.
and then all the customers will come to me. Well, if you're
Yeah.
going to go into business for it, you got to make that number one, not all the technical training. You got to find out how to get clients, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And you got to be nice to them. Yeah. Like,
Especially in personal training.
yeah. And if you're operating a business like we did, we're talking to the customers every day,
Yes,
you know,
that's a
if
huge deal.
you don't have that bedside manner, they're not coming back.
No, like to me, those are great examples, and that's to me what will the AI will help us with the alternate side to that, because we do get when we don't know how something works, we get kind of all consumed by it,
Yeah.
and we're not we're by no means there today, but to me, that's kind of what I see kind of, and we'll kind of been faced with, and that's where school come in is we're going to be taught more around how to be social. Like you said
Yeah.
about the phones, right? Like everybody texts. No one knows how to say hello to anybody anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I do think that will come around because we're going to find out, I think we already know, we need each other in a
Yeah.
gigantic way.
Yeah. For sure.
And you even alluded that to me on the sets, right? Like you like going and like, yeah, we're there for 8 hours. We get to talk and like
Yeah. Socialize. Yeah.
interesting. You're there for like maybe a 15-minute shot, but the fun part is, like you said, is communicating and talking with people.
Yeah. Yeah. Socializing. Um, and yeah, we're talking bedside manners. I guess that you can relate that to acting. Like
Sure.
a director, um, they will take an actor maybe with less experience, maybe not as good as actor, um, before they'll take someone who's going to just be annoying for the 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever, because they got to live with them for 2 weeks. And, you know, eh, so yeah, I guess it just boils down to kindness and be nice and. Um,
Absolutely. Have you seen that? I don't not naming names, but have you seen evidence of that?
no, absolutely.
Really, eh?
Yeah. I've seen some, well, and I'll put a defense up for these actors um, that they are under an extreme amount of pressure.
Sure.
They have a huge amount of dialogue that they have to pull off, and they're working 14-hour days,
Oh, yeah.
six days a week, 14, 15-hour days. So that being said, justifying it, um, I've seen some very, very fussy, not a lot, but I've seen the fussy actors that the director just goes, "Oh God, what's going on? Like, just get this over with, get them out
Really,
of here."
eh?
Yeah, I've
Wow.
actually heard a director say that. But like I say, in defense of them, and that's maybe like 1% or 2%. And I work with actors that have been on. Well, prime example, I just worked with four, oh, three of the male actors I just worked with this week.
Hmm.
Each of them have been on over 200 movies
Oh
in
my goodness,
there,
man.
or a TV series, big TV series, and that, and you wouldn't know at all. They're just so welcoming. I mean, we're sitting in lunch, having lunch together, and it's like we're talking about feeling old or doing this or should I retire, and like just regular people stuff. And then on set, they just kick in, they do their thing, and as soon as it's done, they're back to just being so polite, kind to everybody, and not over, just being themselves. And yeah,
Interesting.
and they had the right maybe to be a little bit fussy, but they weren't. And the director said, "Do this." They do it without a word. And, you know, yeah. So 99% are like that. Yeah,
Well, to me, it's interesting because in reading so much about different actors and what directors strove in things that I've read, I haven't experienced it
yeah,
obviously, but about trying to create moments with the actor that they're working with
yeah,
in like wanting them to make them mad as an example in order for them to kind of exhibit mad being angry in a film. I'm being very simple, but
Yeah.
there's that kind of legendary story that you hear.
Maybe some of the top directors, I've never witnessed that. Like, I've never witnessed if it's going to be an angry scene where the director would really get on somebody,
Right.
or an emotional scene where they'd really get on. It's more the directors are more very subtle in how they direct you. They will
Interesting.
go, do you think maybe you could maybe just move this way, or do you think maybe you could speed that up a bit, quietly,
Right.
come up quietly. I had that happen to me this week. It's just, there's a lot of like quiet space. Can you maybe just speed it up a bit, Bill? Just real whispery.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah.
No, that it's amazing that kind of happens. That's why to kind of go back to where we were talking about. That's to me where I sometimes wonder with with all the technical stuff going on, Bill.
Hmm.
So you were talking about the AI part of the acting world, whether it be their voice or their image. The tech that goes on to create that is like it's staggering, right? There's just so much stuff there.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And I sometimes wonder whether will it allow us to become more connected as people, like as a person, because we're not
I
going to.
don't know.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm hoping something like that would happen because it's
I
like,
have a fear it might disconnect us a bit.
well, I think it's already doing that. I
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
believe how many, and this is one of the things I guess even the podcast came from, but how many conversations have been around this concept of loneliness. And in particular, men. In fact, I was just in a conversation where they were saying it's an epidemic of male loneliness, and I'm going to say, well, in a way, I can understand it when I say that because if I didn't pick up the phone and call people, I don't know that my phone would ever ring.
Yeah.
And it's kind of part of our world as men that if we admit we need someone else, we're weak
Yeah.
and we can't show that.
Yeah.
And so that's why I kind of go to this. We're the ones that get caught up in the technical details, right? We have to know how things work. And as that changes or as that becomes more accessible, like how would we fix anything today without YouTube?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I find that um, it's not as personal, but with the technology we have, with like Facebook messaging and texting,
Yes.
um, I think I personally, I think communicate more than I would if it was just kind of back in the day with the phone, because I'll think of something and I'll text somebody
Right.
and then
Right.
get back. Now, the conversations are they are human, but they're distant.
Right.
But
Right.
I seem to be on it a lot, messaging and texting and
Well, see, you don't remind me of someone that would be in that situation because you just get up and and text somebody or call somebody, right? Like that's your
yeah,
personality to me.
yeah, I do,
Like
yeah. Mm.
like hence the podcast we're having, right? Like you
Yeah,
just and how many things you've gone out and even done. Like it's kind of crazy that you even got into to me that you got into the world of actor first with being background work
yeah.
and that came out of writing two books.
Yeah, I think it's all part and parcel, right? It's just, I think it's your personality. It's just maybe like I could ever see myself as being like a one job type of person. I
Yeah.
get out of college, right through retire. Just my personality, or I don't know. I'd have to see a psychologist to figure out why, but which I haven't done. But my personality just isn't that. It's and I'm not a person who always has to be on the move or doing anything like that. I'm very
Right.
comfortable sitting on the couch watching a ball game or a hockey game, or um, but I do enjoy being something. And I guess to me, I've been fortunate that these new steps keep life exciting. Well, you experience that with your podcast now and your books. And,
Oh yeah,
you
no, it's like it. I was gonna ask you, like, did you ever recognize like that you had this sense of needing to create?
I think
Like
that was
you,
always there. Yeah.
like you wrote songs.
Yeah.
You were in a business that is about as routine as something very, very random, right? Like that,
Yeah.
just being like a manager in the entertainment business or a promoter.
Yeah.
None of that is particularly like, you just never know what tomorrow's going to bring.
Yeah.
And each one of those, to me, it really brings forward the creative spirit.
I
Um,
think so. Even when I was in business, like uh, something silly as not silly, but it's something as uh, coming up with a creative name for the business, coming up with a
right.
creative logo for the business. Or that's kind of always been part. I guess it's just part of me, since I was a kid playing in bands and stuff like that. And you know, but yeah, you're right. I guess you just grow or you're born with that. I don't know where I got it from because none of my family is like that. And,
It's an interesting thing because even with
I shouldn't say
mystical,
that. I'm sure they're
yes,
creative. Yeah.
even with Mystical Cave, like you had the need to make the soundtrack for it.
Yeah, which I must say that out of everything I did with that movie, that was the most enjoyable. And I
That's
sat
pretty
here for
cool.
hours and did it. And the day just went like it was light, it was dark when I got up, and it was dark when I, stopped, and it was right through the days. And I just loved doing that part of it. Yeah.
Interesting. So with I'll call it your success in that, do you think you'll do another?
I want to. I have a few scripts already written.
Okay.
Uh, some are bigger. I have a script written for my book.
Right.
Uh,
Is that for Love Lonely?
Yeah, well, yeah, for both because they both kind of
Okay.
they flow into another. They're the same type of book. They're the same book, same story, both of them. But I would like to write the first episode of a series, thinking the
Mm,
book would make a good series. A lot of my readers say this should be a series, or
yeah.
So yeah, so I have, but Douglas, what it boils down to is money.
It's
It
interesting
costs
that
money to
number.
produce.
Yep.
You can get friends to help out and do free, but you can only do that once, twice.
Right.
You can do the crowd fundraising.
Yes.
You can pretty well only do that once because your friends, everybody's gonna put money in, but only once, kind of thing, for the most part. So it's when you do a short film, you hope maybe someone sees that
Right.
and says, I could invest in this guy. You um, uh,
And
there's
that's are you kind of at that point with Mystical Cave?
I'm not pushing it for that purpose. No, I just
Okay.
wanted to get it done. It wasn't a story or anything that was going to be deep meaning or anything. It was just a fun thing that we
Hmm.
did. Um, but at film festivals, this film festival, I did a lot of networking. That's Cinefest. Um, there are production companies that invest, and they and distributors that invest, and with the hope of making money. But they do know
Sure.
that probably not. And then you have the other avenue of what I like to call an angel investor
Yes. Yes.
who is just going to finance it and say, here you go. It's just a passion for me. Put me down as executive producer on the movie. And that's all I want. If it makes money, it makes money. I'm going to write it off anyhow.
Yeah.
And, and they are out there. I know people who have made movies because of that. Um, yeah. So as
Well,
far as grants go for short films, there's very little.
yeah.
I've applied for grants and haven't been successful so far. Um,
Well, you went
but
and took a course on how to even write those,
yeah, I
right?
did. Yeah, I did. And yeah, I applied for one since then. I didn't get it. I just found out actually. And
Okay.
but for feature films, the more high budget ones, um, we have up here the Northern Ontario Heritage Fund, which
Okay.
matches half of the. So if you're going to do $1 million production, if you come up with the 500, they'll give you the other 500.
Wow.
So
Okay.
2 million, they'll give you a million, whatever. But that's a bigger production, and that's yeah. So you need money.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to do it. And how much are you going to spend of your own money, and how much of a favor are you going to ask of people? Like the actors, sure. We have Actra has a program where you can do a co-op. Like we're not allowed as an actor member to be in any film that's not sanctioned by Actra
Oh, okay.
if it's over 5 minutes. We can do a
R-
short YouTube thing
Right.
up to 5 minutes and not have to register or anything. But anything over 5 minutes, then it has to be approved by ACTRA. They have to get paid by ACTRA.
Interesting.
Rates, you have to get paid the minimum rates, and minimum. But they do have a program called a co-op where you and other actor members can make yourself a film. It doesn't matter how long, and you split the ownership of it.
Oh,
So let's
wow.
say there's 5 people, 20% each, or you can break it down 20, 20, 20, and 10 and 10 or whatever. Um,
Interesting.
so you can do a film cheap that way. You can do a whole feature film that way. But now you have crew.
Yes. Yeah.
They're not included in that. So now you got to pay for the camera guy. You got to pay for this. You got to pay for that post production, and so
It's a
it
lot.
costs. Yeah.
So when you're going through this is kind of came to mind. It comes to mind to me when you're watching the special features of films, but it also came to mind, and in particular, Tenet, the movie Tenet that Chris Nolan did. I also think when I saw this production, when I was telling you about being over on the island, does like the work that's has to be coordinated to make that happen to me seems staggering.
That's crazy.
Like
Yeah.
it's like what is it that's inside someone that gets them to, because there's a lot of people that are involved that are not going to be on the camera either, right?
No, yeah, lots. Yeah.
Like does that sit in your head, like even when you were making Mystical Cave, was like, did that sometimes become almost overwhelming, or no? Like, or was it just, we got
No,
to do
ours
this?
wasn't overwhelming because it was uh, a very professional crew I used, and
Mm.
that I know, friends, and we knew what we were doing. But I've
Ah,
been on
okay.
sets where many sets where there's the crew. When you look at the call sheet, the call sheet has everything broken down for the day, the scenes you're going to do, the lines you're going to do, the actors are going to be in it, what props you need, what blah blah blah. The whole day is mapped out, everything. I need a car at this time for this and this, and then it has lunch at 8 o'clock or whatever we need lunch. And on the bottom, I've worked on sets that lunch we need 160 lunches, and there's only 8 actors, so the rest is crew, and they're all there. And I've worked on movies that actually
Wow.
recently, but that have 2 or 3 camera crews going at the same time on different sets. So one may be 3 blocks down and they're doing their whole shoot, and then this one's doing this shoot, and it's all going to be combined together.
For the same
And they
movie.
have 2 different directors,
Oh,
doing this
wow.
shoot and doing that shoot. And um, it's a massive undertaking. The big
Oh,
ones, massive,
yeah.
massive undertaking. It's unbelievable. And there's I guess a line producer who, my understanding is the one that puts everything together, and then he is a production manager, and they're the key to these movies. They're the ones that
Mm.
hire the gaffs and the crew and the
Wow.
grips and the blah blah blah, blah, and then make sure the equipment rentals and the trucks, and uh, yeah, it's massive. I've seen massive setups, and I'd like, you just go with the flow. You have no idea how it's all working.
So where you are right now, do you have like work right now that's coming up?
No, I don't right now. I don't have any bookings right now. I have movies that are going to be coming out.
You do. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, like,
You probably can't name the names yet.
well, two of them. I have two, three, at least three that
Wow.
are that aren't released yet. Like not my movies, movies I worked in
Right,
that I'm
right.
acting in. And I'm not talking about background, just acting. Um, the one I think we talked about last time um, that I worked on a
Yes.
short film
Yes.
about Alzheimer's.
Yes, yes. No, because that was like you were really proud of your work in that
And I
one.
am, yeah. So now when I was down in the Sioux, one of the crew members is was telling me that they're now in production of editing it, and he's part of it. He says,
Wow.
"I've seen your face every day for the last I don't know how many days." He says, "Because I'm editing this, and I'm in freaking every scene except for one maybe." And he says, "Your face has become very familiar in the last few weeks to me." And he said that,
That's cool.
and I just said, I asked him how it's looking. He says it's good. He said it's good. And I don't hear that very often. He said this is, I think it's something special, and they're
Oh,
apparently
wow.
going to use some uh, very very professional people, like Ellie kind of thing,
Yeah.
for a soundtrack and everything. So uh, I'm looking forward to it. It's one that I think um, is, I think, I don't know, I can't say this for sure, but in my mind, it might propel people that are in it, propel people that worked on it. I don't know, but yeah.
Wow.
Anyhow, it's
And you finished your work on that like over a year ago?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I shot it the week before we did Mythical Cave. Yeah, I
Wow.
was in the. It was shot in the Sioux also. I shot it down there.
Interesting. Interesting. So
Yeah,
so
I'll
and
let you know.
you've just learned to accept the timelines.
Oh yeah. Well, look at Magnetosphere. How long that
Oh,
took.
yeah, well there you go. Yes.
And it's not any fault of anybody. It's just the process. It takes that line. As for like Magnetosphere to be released, it had to go through. They wanted it to go through the uh, film festival cycle.
Yes.
Is a year long, right?
Wow.
And
Yeah.
you can't to get into the bigger film festivals. It can't have been released anytime to the
Yes.
public.
I knew that. I knew that.
So
So like
so
it's a
you're
pretty
stuck. You
strict for
can't
like
put
you.
it out there. But
Yeah,
once you
yeah.
finish that cycle and you made some, you got in some, you didn't get in some. Once that cycle's done, then you can look at releasing and
And that's why that was able to come out in July on the streaming platforms, right?
yeah, because it had gone through a whole year of film festival cycle.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you have that one and you have two more that you're in that are yet to be released as well.
Yeah. Three now. Oh, two more plus another one I just did.
Yeah, well I was going to say the one that you're just back from. So
Yeah. So add that on.
wow.
Not background, but the one I just did the
Right.
acting role. And I think that's it. I'm not sure. I think it's four or five that still haven't
So
come out.
wow. So that's a lot. So now turn this a little bit further. I would like to go back to your books because
Mm-hmm.
we haven't really talked about it. And you described them in the last episode. We talked a little bit about Taylor Sheridan because there was a sense
Yeah,
that like with the horses and stuff as part of it.
yeah.
Um, you had talked about working on a third one. Um, and I've subsequently talked to another author that's gone through a very similar thing as you,
Mm-hmm.
where he was saying the words just aren't coming anymore. And
Yeah,
so I wanted to kind of come back to you because I think this is important for a lot of authors is what experience you're going through with doing like this third book, or are you doing other writing activity even?
I am. I can get into them after, but this, I don't know what it is with this. I don't think I'm stuck. No, I'm stuck. I guess that's the word. But When I open it up on my computer, the other ones when I opened them up, the my writing process was on the other two. Every day I would open that up
Mm-hmm.
and I would write. And if it was even a sentence, most of the time it wasn't. And sometimes you get a lot of words out of you. But I would just continue and I would just write and I would just write anything and I'd just go and I'd make it up as I was going. I didn't plan anything. Make it up, make it up, make it up. Oh, this is going to happen. Oh, this is going to happen. That's
Mm-hmm.
how I wrote those two. This one, I knew how it was going to start and I know how it's going to end. And the other ones I didn't.
Ah, okay.
And I knew what the middle one I wanted to be. So I started writing. And now when I open it up, I'm getting fussy, I guess. I go back and I start reading it again from the beginning. And then I change things.
Okay.
And then I get to a point where I'm at the point where I could start writing. It's like, oh, I've already been 2 hours on this. I'm not doing it anymore. And then next time I do it, because I haven't been going every day, I start doing the same thing again.
Interesting.
And then I get to a point where I'm at a point right now where I'm like, I don't know how to get there.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Simply because the other ones flew day by day by day in the book.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Story. This one, I got to cover 5 years because it starts when she's this age and ends when she's this age. How much do I put in for each year and the progress of it? And that's kind of thrown me into a loop a bit. I don't want to resort to any sort of AI to get information because I just feel like I'm cheating if I did that. So I want to do it on my own.
Yeah.
I'll go to a thesaurus to get a different word or something like that. But that's my problem. But that being said, what I've written so far is my favorite. Out of
crazy both. That is. Crazy
it's like,
that is.
This is exciting. Like I read it and I go, wow, this is really, really good. I can't wait to get it out, but I can't finish. I don't know.
It'd be interesting to do as an experiment is to take what you've written and do something with like ChatGPT or something. I don't use ChatGPT at all, Bill, so I can't even tell you. But just to see whether it would like get some creative juices going inside you to say, that's what I need to do.
Yeah, it may, and I'm sure writers do that nowadays. I just felt like old school.
I know. I hear you.
I had to finish this on my own. Maybe I do another. Yeah. So, and then I've been writing a few scripts, and then I started a book. I was thinking I'd like to. I'd like to those books that I have.
Right.
The two plus anything that has to do with that story. I'm locked into a publisher.
Right. You had told me that. Yes.
Yeah.
Still, eh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when the contracts expire, I could leave it.
Right.
But then all the covers and
yes, yeah, it's a whole nother.
Well, you know what it is. So I'd have to redo all that stuff, which I guess wouldn't be a big deal, but financially, I wish I hadn't have done the deal. But they do a good job. Don't get me wrong, but
well, your covers are great. I think
they do a good job. Yeah,
it's
the covers really don't cover what the book's about. They more look like a romance, which they're not. But anyhow, that's their decision. So I wanted to do my own, something different.
Right.
And just throw it on Amazon.
No?
I self-publish it. So I started writing a book, and it's not fiction. It's a book about it's not a memoir or anything. I don't name any names, but it's about my experiences in business and acting and the comparison of the music business to the acting business, the music business.
No, Bill, that's a very cool idea for a book.
Yeah, so I've been writing that,
That's
and
very neat.
it will be a 400-page book like the other one, like I have, but I wasn't planning on doing that.
No,
I'm thinking like 150 page or something like that, or a smaller book, just a little. And it's kind of, I'm not preaching in it. I'm
right.
not telling people what they should do. I'm giving my opinions on
Yeah.
my experiences only, and comparing a lot of things. And there's so many comparisons to owning your own business, to being an actor, to being a
Oh,
musician,
absolutely.
um,
Yeah.
the discipline, you know. Anyhow, so I'm breaking down, and then I tell stories like we're talking now. Like
Yeah.
I break into a story about when I booked a certain act. I never say who. I'm not using any names, but I booked this person and they wanted this and that. Um, so it's kind of
That's
a
cool.
yes, that sort of thing. Yeah. So I'm working on that too. Yeah.
That sounds like a very interesting project though. And it's the
Yeah.
timing for it now is really neat, especially with what you've got already done in your life, right? Like it just
Yeah.
fits in
Yeah.
perfectly. And this is firsthand. This isn't what I think it's about. This is what I've experienced, right?
Yeah.
My life.
And yeah, for sure. And we
It's
touch on a lot of things that you and I have already touched on.
I'll
We
bet it
talk,
does. Like
yeah.
it's funny that is kind of happening because I just my son actually put me on this. I don't know whether you ever listened. Do you know who the stand-up comic Louis C.K. is?
Yeah.
So he has written a fiction book.
Hmm.
It's called Ingram, and he was just on Theo Vaughn's podcast. And it wasn't intended to be inspirational, but it kindled something inside me as he talked about what he was doing. And why two things I found really interesting. I'd love to get him on the podcast actually. But one of the things that I found like stand-up comedians have this perspective on or observational ability on life
Hmm.
that they by and large make it funny, and some of the like the more advanced ones you start to wonder whether you're supposed to be laughing because it's so philosophical.
Yeah.
So I think of like the Dave Chappelle's. Louis C.K. fits into this category as well. So then my son, he said he's reading Grapes of Wrath, John Steinbeck's Grapes of Wrath, which is I love that book because it's just one of those books that it's a depiction of our world, and it's classic because it's as current today as it was in the 30s when he wrote
Yeah.
it. And apparently, this new book that Louis C.K. is written is like that. And so, as he started to talk about it, he always wanted to be a writer. Now he's written
Okay.
on every show. Like he's written on Conan, he's written on SNL, he's done tons, and he's done
Yeah.
stand up for 30 years, right? But it was really neat listening to him. It kind of like kindled like that, like, yeah, I still like that idea of being that novelist, that working bit. And I thought, I'm talking to Bill today. I'm gonna tell him that podcast. You might find it really fascinating.
Yeah. I'll look it up. And it's which podcast?
Theo Vaughn. It's like 661, I think, of episode. Theo is a stand up as well,
Yeah.
and he has some great guests on too. But
I'll look it up. Yeah.
I think it's Robert Greene. That's the one I thought. Parker. Robert. He's like a philosopher, and he wrote this book on philosophy, and that's the first time I saw him talk. He has a very um I'll say non-antagonistic style in conversation. This
Hmm.
Theo Vaughn does. And but anyway, just talking to I thought as you're saying about working and trying to go through this third book of Love uh, Lonely and trying to figure it out, it was just like this is kind of neat how you're
Yeah.
hearing somebody, and again, it's completely that's not his world, right? Like
Yeah.
he
It's something different. Yeah.
yeah, and it's like, but I've wondered why. That's what I come back to. More of that stand-up comic doesn't write fiction because
Yeah.
they have such an interesting observational ability on the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, part of it might be because it, people wouldn't like it unless it's funny, right? As a comedian. But I'm just thinking, like, it's wonder that, like, some of, like, I think of a Bill Barr as an example. I find some of his is just
Yeah,
crazy observations, right? And putting that in a fictional format would be really neat to read, as far as, because I think some of their points are really, really valid in our upside down world that we live in.
for sure. But
And
I
when he
think, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
and it was just, it kind of amazed me to hear, like, again, my son said the book's coming out in November and it's called Ingram, and I'm kind of going like, okay, I think I need to pick this book up now because it sounds
Mhm.
very fascinating.
I think, well, you know, as well as I do, or people who write books, it's a large undertaking,
Oh,
big undertaking to sit down and say, okay, I'm going to write a book. I mean,
oh yeah,
uh, it's time consuming and it's challenging and it's you're beating yourself up. And I would think they probably don't have well, all of them. I'm sure some of them do, the
yes,
discipline to
yeah,
sit and do that. Again, when I was in the entertainment business, I I met a lot of comedians because they would be opening acts
yeah, for
for some
sure.
of from the concerts that we put on and stuff like that. And yeah, they have a mentality of their own. Like they're very high strung, I think would be a word maybe to put, because they're on edge all the time and they're always looking for that, you know, trying to work at least before they go on stage, I've noticed. But
Well, a lot of what you describe in like you in previous episodes where you've talked about learning your lines and having the
yeah,
scripts around posted and everything, right? And I didn't realize that stand-up comedy was very much like that. Like, I just thought, like, you're funny and you just go up and and I think it's Seinfeld that said, like, it's one thing to be funny at a party when you're talking to everybody.
yeah,
It's quite something different to be funny on Thursday night at 8 o'clock.
exactly.
And we just saw Seinfeld here in Abbotsford.
No, yeah,
He was one of the ones on my list of things, like, I got to see him before he stops doing it,
yeah,
because I think he's a phenom of our time. And Bill, for I think 55 minutes, he had our stomachs hurt.
no, is that right?
He spoke about everything from AI to couples counseling. It was just hilarious.
That's
Like, that's a gift, man. Like, it's just
it is a gift. These
because,
guys are talented.
and he doesn't have to do this. Like, when we're talking about the money part, right? Like,
Yeah,
he doesn't have to do this anymore, but he does, in a way, right? Like, he still has to do it.
yeah,
And I wonder, like, like a Dave Chappelle. Like, I'm just throwing out names here, but what would a book of fiction look like that they would put together?
I think it'd
Like,
be great.
that's why I said I'm quite anxious for this Louis C.K. book,
Yeah,
because I don't think it's going to be a compilation of comic. I think it's going to be something that's very real, that will probably have some dark comic moments in it,
yeah,
but it could very well be like Steinbeck's 1930s Dust Bowl, slowness dripping with sadness. It's kind of a crazy thing. Have you read Grapes of Wrath?
I haven't. No, I have not.
It's
It
it
was one of my school projects that I never got to.
that's the only reason why I ended up reading. I read it like probably 7 years ago.
I'm like, oh, do I have to do that?
That's how many books do we have like that though, Bill?
Yeah,
Like,
you're
it's
like, oh,
just,
I wish I would have listened.
and it was like, and I was amazed at how, like, first of all, current it was, but they had a chapter in it that talks about a turtle crossing a road, and it's just painful almost to read because the turtle can hardly move, and it's just, and he writes it in a way like the slowness, right? And why I thought it was neat is because they said this book would never get published today because everybody would throw that chapter out.
Yeah,
And yet that chapter is what sets the pace for the
that's the pitch.
whole book.
Yeah,
It's amazing to me.
yeah.
So,
I've, my reading is not something that you would read in literature classes and that. Like, I love, like, your detective novels, modern, things, suspense novels. I'm that type of guy. Just something new, fresh.
Yeah,
Today,
yeah.
kind of what I like reading. Yeah, I've actually, with all the other stuff, I've got away from reading, and I love reading. That's how I wrote book, because I love reading. I put a book
You,
down. And I go, I wonder if I could do this sort of thing, and that's how I started writing. But
no,
yeah, that's
it's weird how
I
that
got to
is.
get back into it. Yeah.
Well, it's part of it to me is like what you're connected with too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you're probably staying up to date on the things going on in the acting and movie world,
Yeah.
and like it's so available and accessible to us on our phones, right? It doesn't matter what our interests are. Like it's just, and I
Yeah.
can like you're curious too, right? And I think when we're curious, man, there's no end to the rabbit holes.
No, no, no. I still like going to the library and getting a book.
There's something about a library.
I don't
I
have a big bookshelf at home because I go to the library and I get my book.
so so now I'll put it out. What's the most recent book you've read?
Oh
Can you
gosh,
remember?
no, it's been a while. Like Grisham, that
Okay. Oh my goodness, he can write.
I like Grisham. Um, Clancy,
Oh, oh, there's another.
those type of books. It's been over a year since I read something, and I can't even remember what it was.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm with you with like I have a hard time sitting down and reading a book these just because there's just so many other things to do. It seems like,
yeah. You want to move, you want to do this,
which I
and
was
like,
kind of surprised by, but still fun. Like it's still interesting to do. But I was like, I've
oh,
been reading this book by Tom Holland
yeah,
called Dominion. Now, Tom Holland, not Spider Man. This is a guy that does a history podcast out of the UK. Um, apparently, like one of the top podcasts, and he picks different eras of history to go through.
hmm,
And so, what he did, Dominion, is he took the Christian story from a historical basis from the time back in like Persia when they were worshiping Azura, their Azura Mazda, I think it was, and he takes it right to present day, and it's unbelievable, Bill.
hmm.
Like I just cannot believe what one guy put together.
And what's his name? Sorry.
Tom Holland.
Oh, Tom.
He has a
Oh,
very popular podcast. He just went through the 1930s Germany, and I don't know. He has a partner he does it with. I wish I could remember what it's called, but I forget where I heard about this book. But it's I just find it the historical part of it is just fascinating. Like I
yeah,
just no idea all those things kind of went on.
yeah,
But
yeah. I've been like, my reading is more of the Grisham, Lee Child, and
I've
people like
never
that.
read Lee Child.
Yeah, I really, really enjoy him. Yeah,
So do you watch the Reacher series?
I do. Absolutely. Yeah, I love it. Um,
Okay.
I've auditioned for it a couple of times, actually.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. There's a young gentleman here, and young man here in Sudbury.
Okay.
Talking to him at Cinefest. Just a quiet young man, kind of sits to himself a lot and sticks. Anyhow, it seems like from the outside. But he was telling me he just finished a role on Reacher. He was on it for 12 days, and
Oh,
I think it might have been his first film he's ever been on. Yeah,
well, that's cool.
great booking. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's because I don't think I don't think we've watched the. I think we saw the Tom Cruise one.
Yeah, that I didn't care for too much.
I heard that a lot from
It's
people.
just Reacher is about him, the guy, his
Yes.
physique. I mean, that is the story itself, is the guy. And Cruise just was not big enough and
Well,
didn't.
isn't he like a giant like 6'5" guy or something like that?
Yeah,
Like
he is. Yeah, yeah. They one hand he could crush your head. But anyhow, yeah, no, that sort of, I like it. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I know people have been on the show. They film, I
Interesting.
believe, in Toronto.
Is
Yeah,
it shot in Toronto?
pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay, because I was gonna say I haven't watched that. The last one we watched in that series was um the Jack Ryan one with John what's his name? Kazansky,
Yeah.
who plays Jack, and we liked it, but I think we only watched one season of it. We
Yeah.
just got started on Taylor Quiche in Dark Wolf, which is part of the Chris
Yeah.
Pratt's Terminal series.
Yeah. Did you watch Lioness? It's Taylor Sheridan.
No, that's out of our last actually. I've gone a long way along the Taylor Sheridan road.
Yeah.
We just finished watching 1883.
Yeah.
We watched 1923. We actually loved 1923.
Yeah.
And of course, we watched up until I think season 5 of Yellowstone.
Right.
But we almost got, and I'm good at dark, but it just almost got to the point of like, I don't know and we got onto something else. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I was a little surprised that I liked 1923 so much.
That's
Like
good.
it was really, I don't know how he gets the performances or the directors he has that he gets out of actors. Like Sam Elliott was amazing in
Yeah.
1883. Have you seen
I
that?
don't know. I did. Yeah. I haven't watched the whole series though. I've watched bits of it. Like
Ah, okay.
Yellowstone, I watched the whole thing. Lioness, I watched the whole thing. He does one down in Kingston called Kingstown.
Oh, yes, yes. Okay.
That's his. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. That's his. I have a story about that. I auditioned for it and they put me on hold. They text my agent, is he available on this date and this date and this date? And she says, yeah. So she let me know, okay, you're on hold for it, which means you're the only guy they want right now.
Oh, wow.
It went on and on for a couple of weeks, and then I contact my agent. Said, so am I still on hold, or what's going on? And they came back and said, oh, sorry, we're not going to use Bill because the role requires a lot of stunt, and so we've decided if we hire Bill, then we have to hire a stunt guy. So
Okay.
we're just going to hire the stunt guy to do the whole role.
Oh, well, that's
So
too bad. Is that for Lioness?
no, that was for Amira Kingstown.
Oh, Kingstown. Right. Okay.
Amira Kingstown, yeah. I was going to be the a doctor who was the drug kingpin for the town. And
Oh, that would be an interesting
it
role.
was I was going to be Mr. Magoo, so they're going to doll me up like Mr. Magoo. Anyway,
Oh, wow.
yeah, that's my story about Amira
That
Kingstown.
would have been fun to watch that. So with this, Lioness is now on our radar because we just started. Is it Black Rabbit?
Yeah, so did I.
Because we
Having a
heard
hard
this is
time.
what's that?
I'm having a hard time getting into it.
Well, we were told that it's the next Ozark, and we loved Ozark. So I'm intrigued to see whether we're going to see that or not. So
I haven't seen the comparison, but other than actors, right?
Yes, well, that's the main actor with
Yeah, but
Jason.
yeah, what was
Bateman.
the one I just they compared it to something? It was a golf show.
Oh,
That just came out, and they compared it to
like
what's
Tin
that
Cup?
show? No, it's not called Tin Cup. No, it was just recently out. But what's that show that is on Apple TV? And my mind goes blank. Where he's the comedian he's the coach of a soccer team over in
Ted Lasso's.
Ted Lasso.
Yes.
So it's the same production company and all that. And they said it's the next Ted Lasso. And it's like, nah, nothing can be a Ted Lasso. I think that is probably my favorite show ever.
So they compared Black Rabbit to Ted Lasso's?
No, this golf show that's
okay. Yes. Well, I was going to say they could probably do a similar thing to golf as they did with the Ted Lasso show for sure.
Yeah, it was the same production company. They said it's the next Ted Lasso, but it wasn't. You know,
No.
it
Oh,
was
okay.
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 Yeah, that's
It's
why when you
hard.
said Black Rabbit and comparing, yeah,
It's hard to. I think it's really hard to kind of get something that catches uh, the audience attention,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
and putting
yeah.
those together. And what does, and there's so, one of the things, Bill, I'm finding now is there's just so much on.
It's
Like
crazy.
I just saw, we just finished 1883, and they popped up with Josh Brolin. He's got a new one out, and it's something lone like Ranger or something like that. It was the top and on the top of I think it was
Yeah,
Amazon Prime. And it's just like, and we really restrict our watching, right? We only watch like an hour a night, the two of us. And
yeah.
like that's our time kind of to wrap the day up, so to speak.
There's so much that it gets, yeah, consumes you. You
Oh
know, if
yeah.
you let it, because, yeah, I I'm finding that I'm getting bored with them. Like I'll put a show on and I'll watch it
Mm,
for 10 minutes and I'm bored. I want to turn off. And it's not because the movie's not good or the series isn't good. It could be the best in the world. It's just me. It's just maybe my attitude now or my how I feel right now. It's just like, nah, I got better things to do.
I
And
hear you. And
yeah,
I think unless it's like it just is, I'll say, kind of superior. It's an interesting thing, and I do think that whether we like it or not, I think the the great actors make those series.
absolutely. Yeah, it
And
has nothing. Yeah, yeah.
so I had this guy Cody Tucker on, and a couple times he's been on. He does this thing. He does these reels that are historical. They're fascinating, just
Mhm.
absolutely fascinating, because you find things all out that I didn't know that was like that. It's kind of where like nothing is what it seems.
Yeah.
And so he was on, and he was talking. We were talking acting and stuff like that, and he was saying that Daniel Day Lewis, he says, is one of the he acts circles around everyone. But he says, I don't think Daniel Day Lewis has ever been in a good movie.
Mm.
And I thought, that's a whole different picture to me.
Yeah.
Like, and I sometimes go and I say, it is kind of the actor that makes the movie, like in many ways.
I believe that. I mean, there's the writing and everything, production, but it's funny you bring that up because I just had that conversation
No
with
way.
a director producer at Cinefest. He
Ah,
had a movie on, and the movie was honestly wasn't the great. Like it was independent movie, and it's not. There's a lot of stabbing and violence and a whole bunch of things in it. So it's not my cup of tea. Other people
okay.
like it, cup of tea. But there was one actress in there, and we were talking about it. And obviously, I didn't bring that the movie wasn't my cup of tea, but I said she was fantastic. And if I saw her name in any movie,
You'd go.
I'm going to watch that.
Yeah.
I said she has the face that, and the way she acts is. I'm attracted to that acting to her, and there's so many. He agreed. I says, like, you look at my face. I'm not that guy that people are going to go back and want to watch. But when you have that actor, and I don't care if they're well known or not well known,
Yes.
uh, when I'm going through Netflix or Prime or whatever, she's in it or he's in it, I'm
Yep.
watching that.
It
No
works.
matter what, I'm watching it. And to your point, it's has a
Well,
lot to do with the actor.
it kind of took me a little bit, because I like, I'll say, thought-provoking ideas. Like, I just think they're cool. And that's quite like, to say that Daniel Day-Lewis has never been in a good movie. And like, because I immediately got comments, obviously, right? Like, well, what about this and what about that?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
there will what is it? There Will Be Blood, right? Like, a lot of people like that movie. And Gangs in New York, of course, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, it really did get me thinking, though, like, if he wasn't in these movies, I don't know that we would
Well,
necessarily even see them.
how many movies are like that? that you
Oh,
watch?
it's so
Just
like it reminded me when you said about this young actress watching Ozark and Julie Garner. I
yeah,
think she plays Ruth.
yeah,
Like I'd never seen her before, but I'll tell you, we were watching her in every episode because she was kind of crazy,
yeah.
kind
Now
of.
she, something else she's in, you're gonna go watch.
Well, she's apparently been selected to do the Madonna biopic,
Well, there you go. Yeah.
which
See
I
that?
think will. I think that will be amazing if Madonna doesn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, then that brings you to casting directors
Oh,
who cast these movies and find these people.
oh,
I mean,
unbelievable.
the name people and blah blah blah. But yeah, it's really interesting. And it's funny. I had that conversation with a couple of people about a really long conversation with that one director producer about that last week,
Oh yeah.
and he
I
agreed with me. Yeah,
I'm blown away by what like it's like they cast uh, actors to me so well that you almost know their character before they open their mouth.
yeah, yeah,
And then you have these that that's what you think they are. And then you find out that they're opposite, which is even more cool. Like
yeah,
I'm just kind of blown away by some of the things that are kind of like that. And then you see somebody like a Jason Bateman come out who's kind of done romantic comedies as a kid. He did Little House on the Prairies, and
yeah,
then he directs Ozark.
yeah,
Like, where did
yeah,
that come from?
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there was another movie I just I had worked on background with
Mm,
Jason Biggs
okay. Yes. Yes.
from American Pie,
American
and then
Pie. Yeah. Yeah.
he had a film up here that he just did, and it just came out. It was just released. First showing was at Cinefest,
Oh, cool.
and it's really good. Um,
Comedy.
no, kind of, yeah, I guess. Kind of, it's like, yeah, it's
Interesting.
comedy with a little bit of suspense, and
Oh, wow. Okay.
um, it's called right. Well, when it filmed, it was called The Getaway or Getaway, just Getaway. And now I think the title was the un. It's called The Untitled Home Invasion,
Oh,
Untitled Movie Home Invasion, or something like that. That was the title they used for the Cinefest. Um,
wow.
of course, I did some background on that, and of course, it got cut. Well, you couldn't see me in there, which was fine. But I briefly got to know him,
Okay.
um, and this was his first directing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
First time he ever directed. You know Jason, right? Who I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
First time he's ever directed. He wrote and directed this,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
I was on set the very first day, and so it was a little confusing. But normally a director doesn't direct background.
Ah,
They have
okay.
a
Okay.
first AD, assistant director, that places you, tells you what to do with that. There's a there's a thing saying, not saying, it's just kind of a misunderstanding of some background that they think if a director directs you, you should be upgraded to an actor. You know,
Ah, okay. Okay.
but that's
Okay.
not the case. But anyhow, um, that's neither here or there. But in this movie, um, Jason would. There was a scene in a restaurant, and he says, "So, Bill, I want you to go over here. I want you to get the coffee. The guy's going to say, 'Hey, how's it going, Bill?' Blah blah blah." And then I want you to walk by, and then as you walk, I'm coming in, and I'm going to go by. I'll nod to you, and I'll go over and do my thing. And they say to me, "Does that work for you?" And I'm just a background guy. I said, "Hey, anything you want to do, let's do it." You know.
That's cool.
And then it was a funny story is I was out in the background holding, which was outside of the restaurant. And when I walked, they came to get me because it was part of the scene. They were ready to shoot. And I walked in the door, and as I'm opening the door, I hear Jason saying, "Well, where's Bill? I can't do this scene without Bill."
Well, that's cool.
And that was kind of cool. So the day went like that. We talked to each other a lot, and yeah, yeah, he's a pretty good guy. But it was a stressful time, right? You're directing first time, but the
Oh
movie
yeah,
turned really, really good. Really
you
did.
liked it.
Yeah, when it comes out, you'll have to see it. I'll let you know when it comes out.
No,
But
no, that is very cool. It's
yeah,
hearing it's neat hearing those experiences because that again, that's that human connection too, right? Like that's
yeah, yeah,
probably up in your performance too.
yeah. And then they cut me, so it doesn't matter. You don't see me, but
He's still at home going, "You gotta find me, Bill."
yeah, find me, Bill. Yeah, yeah, find me,
No,
Bill.
that is that's very cool. So, have you got any films that have popped out that you want to see that are coming out the end of this year?
Uh, no, not really. No, I don't.
So, did
I
you
can't
have
think.
any connection with TIFF or anything like that came out?
No, I didn't
Oh,
have
okay.
anything at TIFF.
Well, you're pretty busy with Sudbury.
I might have been background on some of the TIFF shows, you
Oh,
know.
okay.
Um,
Interesting.
but yeah, yes, yeah, busy here. I mean, I'm busy auditioning for Toronto area, Vancouver, like right through the country. I get auditions right through right
Well, I'll
through the
tell you,
country.
if you ever come out to Vancouver,
I'll give you a
we
call.
got it. We got to get connected, man. That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
That'd be
I've
really
been
fun.
I've been on auditioning quite a bit for out there. Actually, I did. I was, I auditioned for one in. I know you're Abbotsford, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I think it was very, very close. If it wasn't Abbotsford, I can't remember, and it wasn't that long ago. I said this would be cool. I could see Douglas if I'm out there, but
They film a
obviously
lot
I didn't
here.
get the part. But
They film a lot in Abbotsford, in particular around Mill Lake Park, which is like a central park right in the center of Abbotsford,
yeah,
and it's got like a great big gigantic pond and like a 2K path that walks around it. And it's a pretty popular spot for them filming. I'll say
yeah,
primarily Hallmark pictures,
yeah, yeah.
but I do know
This
that.
wasn't a Hallmark. This was something big. I
Cool.
just can't remember where exactly where it was, but it was. Um, Might have been Kelowna, maybe.
Okay. Yep. 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 Kelowna's
Anyhow,
a
it
little
was out
farther
there.
away.
Yeah, it was out there.
It was
But
out there.
kind of
Oh,
hoping I
that's
get it,
cool.
but I didn't.
Well,
Yeah.
you keep going, man. You keep going with the auditions, and they just kind of pop out. So, and you
You know,
got a
Douglas,
lot.
in this business, I don't know what's going to happen the rest of the day. Honestly, my phone could. I have this. My agent. I have a
Yep.
ringtone just for her.
Ah, okay.
So when it rings that tone, I get all excited. I either got
I'll
a
bet
part or
that's cool.
I got an audition. And honestly, I could be not doing anything for the next month, or I could be jumping in my car tomorrow, I'll drive to Toronto for a callback or something. Like, you don't know. And everything in this business is a lot of it, unless you have a major, major role, it's last minute. Because once they commit to you, they got to pay you, even if they don't bring your,
Okay. Yep.
commitments made.
Interesting. Well, I'll tell you, I hope a few of these things come out so we can see them.
I'll let you know as they do for sure. I'll send you a
Now,
message.
it sounds like there's a lot of stuff going on, but I'm also hoping that you can kind of get back. Well, you've got two, I'll call them book projects. But
Yes.
getting your this combination of business, acting, and writing, putting that book together would be a very interesting book
Yeah.
for many people, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm working on it, and it's coming together. So
And maybe you sending Love Lonely to Taylor Sheridan will get looked at one of these days.
wouldn't that be nice? Yeah. Or
I was
that.
going to say he is going to be recognized somewhere big. Like I still don't think he's discussed in with the big directors yet. But watching
I don't know.
well, I haven't even watched Lioness yet,
Yeah. Yeah.
but he's definitely got a way of getting some amazing, shall we say, performances out of those people that he has on.
He
I'm kind of
does.
blown away.
Yeah, he
I'm
does. Um, I think he spends a lot of time with them prior to.
There's
I know he does
something.
with 18. What is it? What 18 and the 19 one there,
Yes.
and Yellowstone.
Yep.
These actors, even like Tim McGraw and that, they had to
Yeah.
go to school. He put a school on for a month or two of at his ranch. They had to go there and learn all this rodeo stuff and horse stuff, and
Uh,
he bought. On I think we talked about it last time that Yellowstone.
yes.
He has a ranch down there called, I forget what it's called. That's where I sent my books. But
Okay.
he also bought that ranch, that 6666 ranch.
Oh, in Yellowstone.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the one in Yellowstone. He bought that. He owns that.
Wow. So he can shoot anytime he wants.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, it is.
Yeah,
But
he's great.
I was going to say, watching Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. I mean, you would have no idea they weren't cowboys. Like it was like
Yeah.
they were like Tim McGraw is almost not recognizable.
Yes. Yeah.
Like it's amazing how they've transformed him,
Yeah.
and I'm sure there's stunt stuff that he does, but I'll tell you the close up scenes and stuff like that. They got amazing performances out of
Yeah.
those actors for
I'm
sure.
gonna send you a picture of what I look like.
Oh, I want you to do that.
I'll do that after. But he's talking about Tim McGraw, and I don't know if I had mentioned this in our previous podcast, but it was last year, maybe, whatever. I got an audition. I don't know if it's Sheridan that's doing it, but Tim McGraw has a series that they were going to shoot in Calgary, I believe,
Oh, okay, okay.
out west, anyhow. Now I've heard that it got pushed back, that they're not, for
Okay.
some reason, I don't know what it is. But they auditioned me to play his father.
Tim McGraw.
Yeah, and he's going to actually be in the movie
Oh,
as
okay.
another character, but they auditioned me to play his father in the movie, or in the series, yeah.
Well, I hope you get that part.
That would be nice.
That would work, man.
Well, I figured I wasn't going to get it because I hadn't heard anything, but then I heard that it was delayed anyhow, so who knows,
No, that's like, well, that's just like what you said. Like it's one of those things that is we like to believe we're in control of things, but I really don't think we are.
Well, not in this business. Not in the acting business. You're not in control of anything. Nothing.
I'm kind of blown away by it. Like there's something bigger than myself that's doing all this stuff these days.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, Bill, I've taken a ton of your time today, but it's been, again, just a super conversation. Do you have anything that you'd like to kind of end with today? Like any specific thing or
not really.
anything come to mind?
I just enjoy doing this. I will keep you up to date.
Cool.
Projects coming out. I'm really looking forward to that short film we did that we talked about.
Yes, no, for sure.
Who knows what's around the corner? Life's good though. Kids are good. Wife's good. Everybody's good. So yeah.
Life is a carnival.
Life is good. Yeah.
No, yeah. That's very cool.
You know what? I've been blessed, and if I don't do another thing in the entertainment business, I mean, I sit here and just amazed me, like, oh, have the TV on and go, oh, geez, there's a movie I'm in, and I never get used to that. Movie theater, I go, I know, but if I just put the TV on and go click, click, oh my God, Cafe Daughter's on. I'm in that movie. That kind of still surprises me.
And it must have been kind of neat seeing Mystical Cave on the big screen. Like
it was the best. Yeah.
That would have been very cool.
Really good. Yeah.
Well, Bill, until next time, because we'll do this again.
Yeah, for sure.
It'll probably be 2026 because I can't believe how fast the year's going by.
It does.
And if you do find yourself out here in Vancouver, we do definitely need to have a conversation. That'd be kind of fun too. So
that sounds good, Douglas, and thank you.
With that, I was going to say thank you for tuning in again to Better Than Not. And I hope you'll subscribe to my YouTube channel because, as you can tell today, talking with William C. Cole, the fascinating story behind a man who's done an awful lot of different things and he's still doing them. So with that, we'll say goodbye. Thanks again, Bill. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Are we on? Good. Welcome to the Better Than Not podcast. Sometimes we get it right, sometimes we don't. But when we at least do something, we know it's almost always better than not.